Question. What is this?
Money.
This is money, yes. A banknote. Quite boring. Do you agree? What is its value? What did you say?
50 yuan.
50. Okay. So, let's talk about that later. The lion who thought he was a sheep. You are what you are. Aren't you? What do you think? You are what you are? What about you, Melissa? Do you know what you are? Who you are?
I'm not sure.
So, let me see. The lion who thought he was a sheep. Let me tell you a story. There once was a realm, a kingdom, and there lived the king and the queen of the forest, two lions. And the name of the king was Jahabu, the golden one. And he had a wife. Her name was Hakimalaika, the fair angel. And Hakimalaika gave birth to a young lion. And he was different to the other lions. His name was the Prince of the Forest, and he was called Motomalaika, the angelic flame. He's quite different. What do you think? Why is he different from others? He's a white lion. Yes. So, but there was a dark rival in the forest who wanted to become king also. And his name was Giza, the dark killer. So, one time, men came to hunt for lion. And they wounded Jahabu, the lion king. But he could flee. He could flee to his court and to his wife to see his young son again. And there, the wise snake on the court told him, your son will become the mightiest king of all ever. But this annoyed Giza, the dark rival, and he thought, I will kill Motomalaika and his wife. So, the mother of Motomalaika had an idea. She wanted to hide Motomalaika in a flock of sheep. Because he looks white, he's small. And so Motomalaika got into the flock of the sheep, he ate grass and walked with the flock. And lived like a sheep. So one day a dark rival came for hunting again, and he stood in front of the flock and told the flock, I demand a sheep. I demand a sheep. So they ran away and fled all. But Motomalaika, the young lion, stood there and said, please have mercy on me, great lion. I'm only a sheep, don't kill me. So the dark killer thought, hey, I recognize you, but I won't tell you. I will kill you. So he told Motomalaika to come with him and to tell him who he really was. He said to Motomalaika, come with me, I'll bring you to a river. And there he wanted to push him into the water so he would drown. And Motomalaika went to the river, and in the moment he looked into the water, he realized in the mirror that he was a lion. And in that moment, he did a mighty roar. And everyone knew Motomalaika was a lion. So, the dog killer was that frightened that he ran away because he was frightened of the mighty roar. What do I want to say you? What do I want to tell you? First message, what do you think? No idea? Moritz?
You can't be sure who you are.
Yes. Yeah, you can't be sure who you are and realize who you are, or you could be, can save your life. Because it saved the life of Moto Malaika. Okay, got the message?
Yeah.
Keep the message. I will ask you later. First message. So you can imagine Moto Malaika was not sure about his identity anymore. So he walked back to the flock of sheep again. But there they were frightened of him because they heard his mighty roar, and he knew he had to start a voyage. And first he went to the flock of sheep and he started to listen to the wise voices within himself. First he came to the flock of sheep again, and he went to the king of the sheep, Kondu, the father of the flock, and asked him, Kondu, is it possible to stay with you again? And Kondu told him, I know you're peaceful as we are, but we heard your mighty roar, and we know you are not a sheep. You have the heart of a lion. And then Moto Malaika had a vision of his dead parents. And they told the white lions, and they nodded in the Greek and said, yes, you're peaceful, but you have the heart of a lion, you have to walk on. And so he walked on. The next animal he met was a snake. And the king of snake was called Nyoka Hekima, the wise snake. And all the snakes fizzled and sizzled. He's not one of us. He's not one of us. But Moto Malaika was not sure about his identity, and he asked Nyoka Hekima, is it possible to stay with you? I don't know who I am. What am I worth? And Nyoka Hekima told him, looking for answers and looking for help is a sign for wisdom. So you are one of us, but you can stay with us because you're not a slave. You have the heart of a lion. And his parents agreed. They nodded to him within his soul. So he had to walk again. Then he met the tribe of elephants. Tembo Buzada, the prudent and patient elephant. And he tried to walk some miles with them. And the elephants tolerated him. But one day there was a stampede. Do you know what a stampede is? The tribe running over the desert, and Moto Malaika had to hide. But he returned to Tembo Buzada and asked him, is it possible to stay with you? I'm feeling like an elephant. And he told him, okay, you're patient enough to walk with us hundreds and hundreds of miles, and you're prudent enough to go away if a stampede comes. But you're not an elephant. You have the heart of a lion. And his parents nodded and agreed and said, yes, you have the heart of a lion. And so on he went to different animals, different stations, and he continued the journey. He discovered more parts of himself and his central needs. He realized he had an inner team. He had the part of a snake, he had the part of an elephant, he had the part of a sheep, and so on. You know? Like an inner team of personality. So, the second message. What could be the second message? What did I want to tell you? Who wants to have the next ball? We have different parts in our personality. Then we'll tell you next week. And maybe with self-rating scales, and be open to new experiences and try to discover yourself. You're not only one, you're not only a lion, you're a sheep, you're a snake, you're an elephant, whatever. Melissa, take the message and keep it in mind. I will ask you later. So, he walked and discovered himself and his parts, and he tried to use it for the benefit of all. But as in every good story and movie, it came to a fight between, what do you think? Who will fight whom? Moto versus Muachi, the dark rival. Because one day Muachi went out for hunting again. He went out for hunting again and he demanded sheep again. And the whole flock fled. But Moto, Malaika, stood up and thought, so what about my patience? What about my wisdom? What about my prudence? Are they useful now? What do I have to do now, Natalia? What would you do? What would you do? What would you recommend in such a situation? He had a view on his inner team, and he knew he had to choose now and to decide. If all skills are failing, you have to stand up to the conflict. Yeah, fight. Even fight. So, the third message is, what do you think? Choose the best trait and act on it. Danny, get the message, keep it in mind. So, the three messages. Moritz, do you remember the first message?
Discover yourself, can save your life.
Yes. Realize who you are, it can save your life. Second message.
Be open to new experience.
And take seriously the parts of your inner team. Okay? Third message, then.
Take the best trait and act.
Act on it. Wonderful. Okay. So, what's the conclusion? What will I tell you? What's the conclusion? The conclusion may be, you are what you are. But you are even more. Sometimes we think, oh, I'm a sheep, and that's all, or I'm a lion, and that's all. No, you are both. You are a lion, a sheep, a snake, an elephant, a dog, whatever you want to be. You have to discover it, take it for serious, or take it seriously, and then you have to guide yourself, to direct yourself, and choose adequately to the situation. So what about the boring banknote? We saw life had crushed on Moto Malaika several times, like this. Yeah? And after all, what happened? what's the value of the banknote at the end of the story? It's the same. And maybe it's more interesting because of the wrinkles and trinkles. I invented this story around the life of a very famous man. It could have been Gandhi or someone else, but it was, do you know him? Nelson Mandela. And he had to fight all his life, and his life was crashed a lot of times, but he always stood up and fought. And he knew his inner team very well, so he could be a leader for all. So leadership needs a lot of trinkles and wrinkles to be successful, maybe. Okay. I want to wish you all the best for starting your self-discovering or your self-experience next week, maybe. And don't forget, it might start all at once with a mighty roar.